Alright guys, welcome back. And this time we're gonna go and recruit Mozu. Woohoo, so fun. And oh, it looks like nope. Spoke too soon. I was gonna say looks like my support stopped freaking out, but nope. So last time we beat chapter 8, and now it is shopping time. Let's see. Prison, definitely the best thing to make first, in my opinion. Boom. Very tasty. Hunting forest for meat is good. And let's see. I think we will buy probably no seals, but we will buy 2 HP tonics, 2 strength tonics, 2 speed tonics, 2 luck, 2 defense, and 2 res. That should hopefully get us through chapter 10. I don't think we'll get much money before then. So now is the question. We get Nosferatu, we get Corin a lance, which he cannot hold. That's awkward. Actually, talisman. Yeah, we use the talisman on Corin because his res is not great. Oh, right. Man. This whole inventory management thing is... There we go. A little scuffed, but it's fine. We are going to buy bronze lands for Corin. We are going to realize I'm stupid because Silas dropped his bronze lance, but that's fine. We'll give it to Effie. Man, if I can. There we go. Bronze lance to Effie. And then I think we'll buy her a javelin. Because why not? And that leaves us with enough to get Arthur an actual decent bronze axe. Odin can probably use a fire tome. And Niles could use a bronze bow. And that leaves us a little bit of pocket money for tonics, or actually I should probably get Mozu a bow, but I don't have anything for her. Do I do chapter 9 first? Let me check the deployment slots. I think because I'm missing Silas, I don't have full deployment. And if that's the case, yeah, I can select one more. No reason not to grab Mozu first. Except that she'll still be a villager, not Bozu. I forgot to buy a heart seal and a bow, which could have been a potential better thing than buying the Nosferatu tomb, but it's whatever. We got this. Alright, main goals. Obviously, recruit Mozu. We're going to pair you two up, Effie and Arthur, and I think we'll let Corin and Mozu pair. I haven't done a Mozu and Corin pairing in a minute, actually, like long term, so I might go for that. I usually like to do Mozu and Silas a lot because aptitude is better the earlier you do it, and Sophie Paralog isn't too terrible to do early, so yeah, but let's see. Arthur. Yeah, we'll try and get Arthur some XP. Couldn't hurt much. Let you guys stay on the edge. And there. Let's go here. Nice. So main goal is get Arthur to level 10 right before chapter 10, because that means he can do the class change, which now with Silas dead, I do need a bit of a power boost. 8, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's pretty good. Or do I do it with Odin? Probably Niles. Yeah. Oh, yeah, nice little level up. Defense ain't great, but whatever. It's fine. Corrin's just got to keep moving so Mozu doesn't get killed. Arthur here, Elise here. That should be fine. Okay, that could have been bad. I didn't realize it was that close. Forget, Corrin's not that insane without their partner pairing up with them. Mozu's doing alright. I think we need a vulnerary here, though. Okay, the miss is very good. Least tanks 1. And we get to Mozu next turn. Okay, we're good. Get a little chippy. A little more. And then Odin gets the almost guaranteed kill. Alright, the question is, do we try and train Mozu up? And I think the answer is yes, because we need the firepower. We're going to see how that goes, but we are going to need Elise's help for that if we want to do it safely, which we certainly do. We'll let Arthur keep fighting this guy, though. There we go. Oh, I didn't have Nosferatu equipped. That explains the problem. That ain't super bueno. Niles should be fine at killing this guy. Wish Mozu had more range, but that's okay. We're fine. Now Arthur can hit there. Go 12 damage here. And hopefully Mozu does at least one. Yeah. And as long as we don't miss that one right there, we're fine. Alright, since we got the shield gauge, Odin's fine here, doing a little chip damage to this goon. Mozu can't quite get that kill. I think we'll just give it to Effie. And let's let Felicia weaken him for Mozu now. Effie. Now we'll let Arthur weaken this time. Miss is not great, but should be safe. Okay, 2 misses is very not great, but should still be okay. Worst case scenario, Corrin has to get the kill instead, but nope, Mozu. Let's go. Not quite the first level up, but progress. Burn through heal stav 1. Guess Jacob is better when you want to use Mozu. Maybe I should have thought about that, but too late now. Yeah, we'll weaken. Okay, too much there. Hopefully Odin can get him. Yeah. Perfect. And Mozu hopefully gets that kill. Nice. HP, strength, magic, skill, speed. Oh, all of the stats. Mozu, that is what we need. You have done well today, Mozu. Let's see, let's let Effie do the tanking, Felicia do the supporting, same with Odin, and Mozu can do the final murdering. And I guess worst case, we can early promote Effie. I don't tend to use her super late in the game either. But she's decent. I guess the problem is I usually lose Effie before too long. So that's kind of why I don't tend to use her late game. Let's see. You guys should all be fine, and we'll let Mozu pick up the slack. Yeah. Odin, can you do... Yep, 12. Perfect. Odin gets a level. No magic. That's unfortunate. Might try reclassing Odin to Samurai, but we will see. Problem is, though, the main reason you do that is for the Ophelia boost, but Ophelia's paralog is stupid hard in my opinion. So I don't really want to do it. So you get bronze equipped, very good. Nice. Arthur should get to level 10 next chapter. 2 damage. Let's make sure we can defend Mozu, though. Yeah, we'll do there. That should be enough for Mozu to get the kill. Perfect. Level up 2. HP, strength, speed. Yo, this Mozu's cracked. This is good news. And Arthur's fine here because of shield gauge. Mozu gets this kill. Very good. Guess we can let... Nope, do not waste the freeze staff, please. And let's let Felicia weaken this guy. Do 9, and that should let Mozu get another kill. I do think Fates really did a good job with the design of this chapter, especially because it just works for training Mozu up. Like, even if you aren't making her into an archer so she can get safe chip damage, it's just really well balanced for her to be able to barely get kills and barely survive most of the time with still plenty of risk. There we go, level 4. Another pretty decent level up. Now we let somebody do the winnering. And I'm not sure who that'll be yet. Could be Arthur, could be Niles, or could be Odin. Let's see. Odin does not enough. Let's see. Felicia can chip. With that, 1 and 1. That's perfect. And yes, we are going to farm this guy for every bit of XP we can, because that is the way. So, ooh, nice. Getting weapon XP is also a good perk of all this. I guess we can transfer here. And have Arthur go here, and maybe that'll mean we don't need the Felicia debuff every turn. We'll switch over to Iron Bow, that should be fine, and yeah. 1 and 1. There we go. That'll save a wee bit of time. Oh, nope, the zeros. That's awkward. Oh well. Hopefully this will get Niles and Mozu each a level. But maybe not. We shall see. Yeah, with 4 XP, that'll go down to 3 this turn. Yeah, I don't think it'll end up working, but oh well. We'll still try to get Mozu the kill, because that should give her some. Let's see, we might get one more. Nope. Now it's just a game of getting that final kill. And if we send Lisa up here, Odin up here to fly Heartseeker, I think that's what it's called, right? Heartseeker, yep. That'll let Mozu get the guaranteed kill. There we go. Mozu to level 5, plus the rest of the team leveled. Even though we lost Silas, I think this is looking pretty good. Definitely not my best Iron Man attempt, but it's solid enough that I feel confident in running it. Alright. Mozu and Niles got the support. Arthur and Effie. Arthur Felicia. Arthur and Elise. Very good. These guys are starting their supports. Then Corn and Felicia. Never a bad pairing, especially if I think that'll be the backup for Felicia if Niles ends up dying. But yeah, let's see. Mozu can't use a javelin quite yet, but that's okay. Think we could go for early promote Mozu. That could be fun. I've never tried that. I have no idea if it would be a good idea or not. We need to get her 5 levels in like this stage though, which probably isn't happening. But I mean, we could try it. Now, let's make sure nothing bad happens here. Doo-doo-doo. Definitely lost a few runs at this point. Probably not the whole runs very often, but you get like losses here that can result in eventually the run dying. Especially if Azura gets killed. Let's see, we'll start here. And we'll see how it goes. Niles getting the levels good. Another single defense. That is not good. I'm just gonna move Azura first so I don't forget. Get the Corin moving back. Yeah, we'll capture this dude. Nice. And then next turn we'll start the assault. Yeah. We will separate Felicia. Problem with Felicia over Jacob is Felicia's pretty physically weak for combat, which can be dangerous. So we'll see how that goes. She's a better support unit, but a worse attacking unit. Can I capture this guy? Nope. We'll just shoot him in the head with the bow. Nice and easy. Corin level up again. Very helpful. Shelter, that's a fun one. I think, yeah, Nyx can weaken this guy. And then, let's see, can Arthur go for the kill, or... Yeah, if he gets the kill. Corin can probably, yeah. Let's see, I think just Yato him. Odin can chip this dude. Missing is not optimal, but oh well. Yeah, we'll just weaken him there, and then hopefully Arthur gets the kill here. Very good. Clean wave 1 kill. Zero moving. Police heal. Boom. Very good. Let's see. Here, yeah, Azura can kill this guy most of the time. Let's see, we need to start trying to get Mozu more XP, because she can snowball, but it's tough early game, especially. I feel like more often than not, she ends up doing the opposite of the snowball, where she'll just end up dying. Okay, let's see. I think these guys have advantage, yeah. So this would not... Well, now that's a safe kill. As long as we don't miss. Okay, very good. Let's see, not that hard to come out. Let's just weaken this guy and let Niles go for the capture. Nice. We'll probably try capturing Rallyman, but you never know how that's gonna go. We'll let all these guys move in. And very good. Zura level up, always good to see. She does live one more. So I think we'll do that. We'll let her weaken those guys. And then we're just going to burn turns here, letting all these go. Niles will get the defense backpack and take out the archers. Yeah, should be good. Alright. Now Azura wins this fight most of the time. I have had one time where she missed, and that basically killed my Iron Man. That time wasn't today, so we're fine. I'm just gonna burn through all of those staff uses. And boom. Okay, you go here. You guys boost there. And then you guys come with Corin. Let Mozu get the... I don't know if that even gives weapon XP or not, but couldn't hurt. Azura, let's have you heal, because there's no reason to risk your life. And here we go. Niles should be fine here. With Effie as a backpack, and with his defense levels, he should be pretty good. Let's go for it. Nice. Okay, let's see. These guys, pretty much the same, but one is underdog, so we'll keep him. Still doing well on heals. And then we're just gonna wait for Niles to finish before we engage these folks. Because they be dangerous. There we go. Let's see, still got one heal staff. That's good. And we can try and capture Shining Bow Guy. Didn't work. That's okay. Can I snipe this guy? Yeah, let's go for it. Why not? With Azura, I could go again, but I don't have Azura, so that's fine. Let's unpair everyone but Mozu, because otherwise she will probably die. And let's see how this plays out. Yeah, runs away. That's okay. Wasting all our shield points, but that's alright. We can manage without them. Right, now the spooky part. Let's go here. Alright. This guy and this guy and this guy and this guy all target one space. But Effie does have real good defense. Plus Elise to boost. Everyone else in position to strike. And then we hope that she doesn't get unlucky. Very good. Now the spooky part comes in. And gets this kill. Effie blocks here. Felicia heal again. And can Niles? Yeah, Niles gets this guy weakened. And Azura can come in here and get ready to block that door. Nice, level 10's good. Natural cover. Okay, we got the shield gauge. We should be fine. Pretty sure Samurai doesn't do much. Please don't double. Okay, wait, we counter killed. That's good. That seal defense was not. Yeah, this is one of the main places where I can lose people if I'm not a little bit lucky. And, it's almost certainly a skill issue, but it's a skill issue I still struggle from. So I'm going to count myself lucky that we made it through there. Should be fine here. Bronze Axe go Burr. Azura blocks here. And Mozu goes here. Gets another kill. Very good. Dang, more really good levels for Mozu. I need to get her promoted ASAP. Let's see. We'll kidnap ya girl. Since. Let's see, which is more valuable? Samurai or Archer? I think Archer's just slightly better. Now for the kinda can be hard part. We'll let all those guys spawn in. Hopefully, yeah, that lets you guys get back in. Alright. So they spawn in. Now we need to go and go fast. Kill dual katana guy. Arthur goes here. Hand axe chip. Right kill there. Let's see. We can do this. And freeze this guy. We'll need to buy another freeze staff for chapter 10 probably, but that's a sacrifice I can make. Let's see. This is the guy with Bolt. That's pretty spooky, actually. I think, let's make sure Corin lives this. 21 attack, speed doesn't matter. Shield gauge, okay, we're fine. Effie, 27, she lives. This guy can't do anything. So as long as Niles gets rid of this guy, we should be fine. Which he will. So I'm pretty sure we're okay here. Yeah, oh, right. Wait, Javelin equip actually one off from saving. That is unfortunate. Should have factored in speed. I forgot Bolt Naginata could double. Okay, that's bad, but not as bad as it could have been. But something bad always happens, and that's part of the game. You just gotta find your way to work around it. That's part of the fun. Level 10 Arthur is a good pickup. And we can go gambling. Which is a great time to learn the skill because we are going to need to erase gamble from the moveset pretty soon. Let's see. Man, losing Effie is bad, though. Pretty sure that should be fine. Let's see, I don't need that anymore. Effie's items will appear there later, so I can use her javelin next chapter. Okay, this should be fine. Yeah, Odin's big chillin'. Actually, that probably should have been a Mozu kill if I had been smarter. Maybe this one can be. Yep. Fire weakens. Felicia weakens. And Mozu swoops in. Nice. Now the hard part. We need to get situated for the boss. Let's see, we'll give Arthur the pairing just for support. Go here, give Felicia rescue. And then we can go in. We don't have disadvantage on weapon triangle, which is good. Steel defense is fine. I think we let them attack us. here we're also okay. And Arthur's not doing much. Alright, let's see. Alright, we really could be helpful if Odin hits. Miss, okay. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Can Felicia survive? She cannot, so we can't weaken him. I think we have Odin just go here to apply Heartseeker. And then Niles can do some decent chip damage. That's a good miss. I think now we might get murdered completely, though, yeah. But we should be fine here. We'll let Arthur come in, and we'll let him Leroy Jenkins it. He might die here, which would be... Okay, Arthur, pop off, my boy. Doesn't quite get the kill, but now Niles can actually probably get the capture. Yeah, dude, that is good. I guess that was a small risk going for the capture, but like, man, Haitaka is a good pickup for this. And I know most pros probably have like a really consistent way to get him and all that, but I don't. So I'm happy with it. Let's see. I think I'm gonna grind Azura some support ranks real quick. And some XP, just because there really won't be a good chance to for a minute. So let's hope editor me remembers to come in and speed this part up. Right, so that gets us up to Inspiring Song, which I think is good enough. It's just a nice boost to have. And I think while doing that, I decided I am going to go for Bozu, just because having an extra archer is such a big help in the next map. There's just no real reason not to go for Bozu right now. Probably would have been better to have gotten her bow skill up sooner and all, but this way we saved money on heart seals just using the one we got from that chapter, so it's the financial decision, I guess. Okay, now prison time. Persuade. Think we'll just go straight for Haitaka. It'll take a while, and you guys know what that means. Means it's time for me to cut to a break. Woohoo, but first we'll go over all the supports. And I'm gonna take a break in real life. And then come back. And if it still doesn't let me recruit Haitaka, maybe I'll time travel, I don't know. We'll pretend that I just took 2 breaks, if that happens. But first, let's spend a little bit of stuff. I feel like mess hall and lottery are the ways to go. Lottery because I'm taking a break and might get good things twice as much, and mess hall because that'll be really good for the next chapter. So, I'm going to roll the lottery. We are going to see what happens. We are going to get something worth money. That is good. A fruit knife. I'm going to try to give that to Felicia. Okay. Let's see. Oh wait, I'm dumb. I can just hold the L button to find a cycle. Yeah. Fruit knife to Felicia. And let's try and get to Corin. And we are going to take the javelin and the iron lance. We can't use them just yet, but we're getting closer. And we are going to buy Mozu a bow. And then I think we'll buy some tonics with the rest of our money next time. So I will be back eventually. Thank you guys. And for you, this should be a seamless cut. So see you in a minute.